Objective for today, I can solve and graph multi-step one variable inequality. Let's read together, 1, 2, 3. I can solve and graph multi-step one variable inequality. So, we're still on the same, bless you, we're still on the same concept, one variable inequality, so we don't need a Freire model. Except for today, we're adding more steps. That's why it's called multi-step. So, we know what one variable inequalities are. I gave you guys examples, non-examples, and we said that the critical attributes were equal inequality symbols, one unknown variable, and no exponent is greater than 1 on the variable. I gave you guys steps. What were the steps? Simplify, isolate, plot, and check. So specifically for tonight's homework, you need to actually go through all four steps. I do want to see the checks for all 10 exercises from tonight. Okay? Here we go. And I heard somebody ask over here in the front if any of them in window notes. Was that a good question? Yeah. No? Okay. All right, so then never mind. Okay, I thought somebody was suggesting that. All right, so with that said, let's copy this first example. Make sure you copy the instructions. It says, example 1, solve, graph, check, and write the solution and set notation. And the inequality is 45 plus 2b greater than 61. We're going to do this one together so you can see exactly how I want the homework. Okay? All right, here we go. I'll give you some time to copy that. Go. All right, here we go. I'm going to zoom in. Here we go. Line down the inequality symbol. I always do that just to keep organized. So here we go. So first things first, I'm going to identify how many operations I have on the side where the variable is at. I have multiplication here, and what number is multiplying? It's a positive 2. And I have a positive number over here, which means it's an addition of 45. So where do I start? The addition, so I subtract 45 from each side. So we end up with 2b greater than 16. So far so good? From there, the 2 is multiplying. We need to get rid of the 2, so we divide by 2. Divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times b is b greater than 8. So far so good? Yeah. Okay, let's graph that. Draw your number line. Put 0. And what is my dividing point, everyone? 8. So we place that on the number line. There it is. And let's start with our point. Is it an open or closed point? Open, because this inequality symbol does not have an equal sign, so you just put an open point. But what does that mean? That it does not include what? 8 in the solution set. Does that make sense? Okay, so therefore, let's test a number. Which is the number I already have on the number line? 0. So I'm going to substitute in here. Is 0 greater than 8? No, that did not work. What does that mean? So everybody, pens down, eyes up here. What does that mean? If I test a number on this side and it didn't work, and if we know that this is a dividing point and it divides the number line into no solutions and solutions, that means that I cannot highlight anything over here. It has to go to the right. Does that make sense? Okay? So, with that said, let's write our solution set. Solution set for every b such that, what is my inequality? B is greater than 8. So far so good? Okay, and let's do the check. Check, I write my inequality, 45 plus 2b greater than 61. But instead of b, I want you to open up parentheses, bring everything else down. And what number should we check? What is it? What would be an easy number to check here? Very good, 10.
Okay, alright.
So, is 10 part of the solution set that we highlighted? Yes. So this is 45 plus 2 times 10, that's 20, greater than 61. Is 65 greater than 61? Yes, that is correct. Question. An extension. Reflect on this. What would happen if I substitute 8 in here on the check? Think about it, don't say it out loud. What would happen if I substitute 8 into my check. Talk it over with your neighbor. What would happen with that? Okay. So, Rudy, what would happen if we substitute 8 in there?
It would be 61, is greater than 61.
At the end, we end up with 61 greater than 61. Is that true?
No.
No, that is false. Why didn't it work, Rudy?
Because it did not, so it cannot equal 0.
So this dot, it's not filled. It just shows that it does not include the number 8 in the solution set. That is correct. Everybody got it?
Yeah.
So far, so good? That's how I want the homework. You solve, you graph, solution set, and a check. Okay? All right, let's move on. Copy this one. You don't have to copy the instructions anymore. Just write example number 2. Let me zoom in. The inequality is 8 minus 3y greater than or equal to 29. See if you can do that one by yourself. I'll start you with the first step. There it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go. What do I do? First step? Subtract 8 from both sides. We're left with negative 3y greater than or equal to 21. Continue. Divide both sides by negative 3. And what do I write down here? Y is greater than or equal to negative 7. So, you caught it already? What is it? Yes, just be careful to make sure you flip it because of the bang. Just like that. So yeah, make sure you flip it when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative. Be nice. Okay, continue, Lauren G. What do I do from there? Graph. I start with 0. What's my dividing point? Negative 7 is my dividing point. And is it an open or closed point? Closed. I'm going to use green, so it's a closed point. What does that mean when it's a closed point? The solution set includes the negative 7, okay? So let's test 0 since it's already there. Is 0 less than or equal to negative 7? No, that is false. So if that does not work, that means it has to be highlighted to the left. Hands if you got that. Okay? Continue. What's our solution set? For all y's, such that y less than or equal to negative 7. Hands if you got that. Okay? And I'll leave the check for later. I just want to get to the next problem. Thank you. Let's move on. Copy this next one down, please. Example 3. I know it's labeled example 4, but label it 3 for this case. And it's x plus 5 over 2 greater than 3. Okay. Tell your neighbor the first step, please. The next step after drawing the line. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Close. Remember this? Let me refresh your memory. Everybody look up. Remember for these, I said, look at this. We know how to solve these kind. But what's in the way if I was to real that, the negative 2? How do we get rid of the negative 2? Multiply times negative 2. So multiply times negative 2, multiply times negative... Yeah, it's negative 2, isn't it? No. Multiply times negative 2, we're left with x plus 5. And what do? Less than negative 6. Why? Because we just multiply times a negative. Okay, let's continue. And from there we do what? Minus 5, minus 5. Now be careful here. Everybody look up, pens down. Check this out. Here, your brain might want to do this. X greater than negative 11. Why? Because we're subtracting 5 where you see a negative. But do I have to flip it again?
No.
Only when we multiply or divide. So be careful with that. So tell your brain to fix that problem.
I got it.
So make sure you leave it as is. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, so let's graph that. Zero, our dividing point is negative 11. I'm going to test 0 since it's already here. Is 0 less than negative 11? No. Is it an open or closed point? Open, and everything to the left. And the last one. Hold on, I'm just going to elaborate on this next one. Everybody look up, please. Doesn't this look familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? What's that? Multiply times the common denominator will be 6. You multiply everything across except the denominators, and then you simplify and solve. So your homework for home play for tonight are the 10 exercises that I wrote at the beginning. Yeah. So, have a good one, everyone. Enjoy your homework. Turn in your home plate. Turn in your window notes from last night on your way out. Good one. See you guys tomorrow. What's that? Home plate from last night. Yes, turn it in. Stapler's in the back. Bye.